Good evening and welcome to our spiritual practice this evening. Welcome to Olympia Unitarian Congregation. At OUUC, we envision an interconnected world that is loving, just, and healthy. We commit to live out our mission to welcome and wonder, embrace and empower, bridge and become. I'm Troy Fisher, and I use he, him pronouns. And I am honored to be OUUC's music director. I'd like to thank Michael Kyer and Jocelyn for their tech support tonight. And I would invite you to arrive here and settle into your seat, whether here in the sanctuary or at home. Feel all of the ways that your body and spirit are held. Focus on your breath. Our breath is one of the ways that the Spirit is known. Breathe in and breathe out. If you have a chalice or a candle at home, I would invite you to light your chalice with these words by Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt. Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. This evening's Music Vesper is exploring this month's spiritual theme, which is embrace. And in particular, embracing who we are, remembering who you are, who I am. Remember and embracing who we are. And amidst all the forgetting that we do, all the forgetting, I think that most of us have come to understand ourselves as some sort of life resume. There's a professional resume, and there's a set of accomplishments, some kind of story that defines this is who I am. This is what defines me. Very clearly, very succinctly. These are my successes. These are my failures. Or maybe it's a personal resume. Relationships that have worked, relationships that haven't. Weight that stays on and never goes away. Or a height that you're not quite happy with. No matter what it is, these are all a part of what we are doing in these bodies. And such a part of our incarnation and what we walk around doing in this life. But they also tend to be, in some ways, distractions. Distractions in ways that we forget who we truly are. Am I a name? Am I a name and a body with that resume? Or just inviting us to ask again, what about those things that can't be named? Soul and vastness, awareness, radiance. And are you that? Am I that? You are beyond measure, and I am. We are beyond measure. I believe that the answer is found somewhere in the enchantment, in the wonder. Who are we? Stardust, and we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Sweet Joni Mitchell, remembering who we are, getting back to the garden. What did we forget? I spent a lot of my time as a musician and as a teacher trying to get to the core of who I am, and as a teacher, who are those that I teach. The 20th century theologian and philosopher Thomas More tried to give a definition to education. And he said that the root word of educate is to adduct, which means to draw out. And then he asked the question, what are we drawing out? And then he answered his own question, we're drawing out personality. We're drawing out creative genius. I find myself all the time trying to draw out that is true in the singers and the musicians that I work with, to help them move past, am I doing it right? Am I getting the right pitch? Is the counting right? Is the balance right? Particularly in a choir, when you're trying to work people together and their voices. Do you rob them of their individuality for the sake of what we call blend? Or do you invite all of that individuality, all of that personality and creative genius into the process? As a young music director, I had just received an education degree, and I took a job on a showboat on the Mississippi River. Thought I'd hit the big time. Had a paying job as a music director, and one of the first productions that I music directed was Man of La Mancha. And the part of Aldonza Dulcinea was played by this young, athletic woman with a remarkable singing voice. And as I coached her on the songs, those beautiful songs, I would prepare for my sessions with her by singing all of her music, myself, making choices about how I would phrase it, how I would present the music, and then we would work on the music together, And I would sometimes even demonstrate to her how I would sing it. And then I would work with her until she was singing it the way that I would sing it. And as I think this is the way that we become and we remember, it happens in steps and connections, in moments that we have. And I had my first moment as an educator, as a teacher, when it came to embracing the person, when I realized that she was a much better singer than I was. And by asking her to sing the song the way I would sing it, I was imprinting on her my weaknesses as a singer, instead of trying to bring out her creative genius and her incredible gifts as a singer. And that was a little bit of a humble pill to swallow. But then I found joy in teaching that way, in trying to help bring out what was there and not try to make a copy of me on the people that I taught. And to be able to still realize I could teach and be a good teacher and not be as good as the people that I was teaching. But I do think those things that stir us, sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a connection, sometimes it's a correction, sometimes you name what it is. But they're moments. They're moments and they keep coming. I like the image of the rose opening. As we remember, as we embrace who we are. There's these two songs that I love, and one's from the 15th century, and one's from 1977. And it seems like they just beg to be together. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an empty and forsaking need. I say love, it is this flower, and you, it's only seed. It's the night that has been too lonely, and when the road has been too long, and the strong. Just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes a rose. I was lucky many years ago to go to a master class up in Seattle with the famous singer Barbara Cook, who originated the part of Marian the Librarian when The Music Man first came out. She was in her mid-70s at this point, and she was going to be doing a concert in Benaroya Hall that night. And a professional organization that I belong to employed her to do a master class, and there were young singers that were going to sing, and then she was going to work with them in front of an audience. The first boy that got up to sing was obviously nervous, and he sang a rendition of "Close Every Door to Me" from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And he sang quite flat. His pitch wasn't very good. And it was a little uncomfortable to listen to him sing. And he was the first person on this master class with a world-class singer. And I wondered what she would say to him. And she came over and she said, "Honey, what are you singing about?" So he explained the song as he understood it. And then she said to him these words, and then there was another moment in my life. She said, "What the world wants is you. And it always has." What the world wants is you, and it always has. She embraced him, and she helped him to embrace himself. Then she said, "Let's not stand up this time. Why don't you just kneel down right here and kind of lean against this chair and and take a big breath and try to sing it again. And he sang the first phrase, and then he started crying. And once he gathered himself, he sang, and he sang not flat, not out of pitch, perfectly in key. His breath connected to his voice was vibrant, and it filled the room. And his personality, his creative genius was there, palpable. With that simple act of embracing by someone that could have taken a different tactic or just ignored him and thought it wasn't worth her time. What the world wants is you, and it always has. Well, what I want is my sheet of music. Joe Raposo wrote a great song. Sing, sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong, sing of good things, not bad. Sing of happy, not sad. Sing, sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to sing. Just sing, sing a song. What the world wants is you. Don't worry that it's not good enough. It's a hard thing to believe. It's a hard thing to remember. You are beyond measure. I am. We are beyond measure. The answer to embracing ourselves is in the enchantment, in the wonder, in the unfolding. Let's extinguish our chalices with this wonderful hymn by Libby Broderick. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Your loving is a miracle. How deeply you're connected to my soul. Hey, Celia.